I'm Larry Taylor, and I am the Solar Tool Man. You saw the first workshop when I was over in Workshop 1. This is what I'm setting up in Workshop 2. I've got a refrigerator, I've got a swamp cooler, I've set in an air conditioner. I've had a TV, a DVD player, a VCR, everything everybody wants to know what's it going to take to make it happen. Our regulator is mounted back here on the wall. We're at 13.1 right now. It just went up from 13 to 13.1. I'm going to turn the regulator on. This is my power usage meter. This is my Ryobi thermal gun. And right now it is 106 degrees in this workshop. So what we're going to do is power up. They're going to knock it down to 12.9. This is a controller for what I'm going to show you down below here. It's a swamp cooler. I'm going to show you a swamp cooler before the air conditioner because the swamp cooler takes a lot less amperage. This particular one only takes a half an amp to run it. So we're powered up here, and this light up here is a 60-watt light bulb. Yes, and it's only pulling 3 watts. So we're going to get our power usage meter set back here. We're knocked down to 12.7. And right now to run everything, it's only taking 0.57 amps. The inverter is 2 amps, so that combined together is taking us 2.5, 2.6 amps. And the watts that we're pulling right now are 48 watts. The 48 watts plus 24 for the inverter means right now we're pulling 72 watts to run a 60-watt light bulb. But this light bulb only actually takes 11 watts to run it. It's incredible. So we're at 12.7, we're running strong, the inverter's on. I'm going to show you how to use this voltmeter. Now I'm going to drop it down and show you the swamp cooler. As I said, it's 106 degrees right now. So, we're going to power up this thing right here. It's all set up on a remote control. First thing I do is power it up. I dropped it from 12.7 to 12.6. Only 1/10 of 1 volt to turn it on. I'm still running my light. You see back here in the back, right now we're running 70 watts plus the 24. It's only 94 watts. I'm running my light. I'm running a regulator and the inverter, the power usage meter there, and I'm running a swamp cooler. We're going to put it into cool mode. Putting it in the cool mode, it stays at 12.6. It's not like an air conditioner when you turn on the compressor and it takes a lot more amperage. I'm going to explain that to you later. So right now, this is designed where you can have not only set it up in cool mode, where the water's going to run over the filter in the back, totally self-contained, it's on wheels, and I've got it on a swing mode where it'll swing back and forth, and it's going to keep my camera cooler. So I'm going to drop down and sit down here. We're going to let it cool down a little bit. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit while I get a little bit of a brain freeze here because it's getting cooler already. It will drop this down to 80 degrees. That's about 25 degrees you'll get. I'm outside. This is a workshop. It's not totally weathered in like I have to do for the air conditioner. But I can drop this room 25 degrees in temperature from 105, 106 down to 80 degrees. And that's what you'll see as we go along. And I shoot it. Right now it's already dropped down to 100 degrees. And it's feeling a lot cooler. And now it's down to 90 degrees. See how fast it's cooling down in here? It's already dropped 15 degrees. I've been on an adventure for alternative energy to try to show you the differences in what you can use. And we're using 1 battery. I'm going to show you how to hook up 4 batteries in a parallel, staying at 12 volts. So to all those thousands of people that have been talking to me here in Las Vegas, or the thousands of people that have hit the site on the web, you're on 220 over there, not 120 like we are here in the United States. You can take a 12-volt battery and create your own 120, charge your power tools, run your swamp coolers or air conditioners, and that's what we're going to show you. So welcome back. Thank you to all those of you who've subscribed. Remember the solar panels I had mounted on top of my mobility station? Well, they're aiming at the sun and I track it on a Lazy Susan. But look down to the bottom left, there's a whole new solar panel set up down there with no batteries, and all it has is a regulator. And right now we're pulling almost 20 volts. Almost 20 volts. Aiming almost exactly away from the other one. So you need to spend a lot of money on a tracking system? No, not exactly. With this 45-watt kit, you're still going to pull some pretty good voltage. If you staying tuned with where you start at in the morning and going from there. I've hooked up 2 panels. I've got the 3 red wires from the first panel and the 3 red wires from the second panel hooked to a wire that's going to run 25 feet to workshop 2. And collectively all the black wires are together running over to workshop number 2. And we're going to see if we have 21 volts coming into the back of the regulator. There they are. And what I did is I took all of the red, or the positive, solar panel wires and 1 new wire, and all the black solar panel wires and 1 new wire. Yes, it's a wire that can be used outside, and these are wing nuts that can be used outside. I'm going to show those to you later. I'm going to take that 5,000 BTU air conditioner and I'm going to fire it up right there. We are in workshop number 2. There's a refrigerator that I'm going to run, my fan, my clock. Oh yes, and we also have a TV, a DVD, a VCR, and my clock radio. So what's it going to take to run all of this? Well, welcome back. Got to see what my crop's going to be. I'm going to run it right there and see how I fit in the picture. Yeah, welcome back to the Solartoolman channel. I'm Larry Taylor, the Solartoolman. I'm going to run this TV and the VHS and the DVD and that clock radio CD player and this refrigerator behind me, and yes, I've got the 5,000 BTU air conditioner. Right now we got this in a sleeper mode, and when I turn it on it's going to show 1/10 of a volt less than whatever my batteries are charged up to. So my batteries right now are at 12.6, but I've got 4 batteries hooked in a parallel, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. So what all can I run and what can I do? Well, let's fire it up and go hot and see what we can do. This is the voltmeter. I'll show you how to use it here. I'm going to turn it on. This is like using chopsticks. Red is positive and black is negative. We're going to turn it on. I'm going to touch the back of the regulator here, and we're going to show you that the batteries are actually charged up to 12.6 and not 12.5. So we touch positive first and then negative. When you're connecting power, it's always positive for power first and then negative. And you can see there that we're at 12.5 now on our battery. Okay? So we got a true reading. It's charging up to 12.6. You see it flutter back and forth because it's charging through all 4 batteries. When I disconnect the 2 wires that I brought in from 2 panels that I hooked positive to positive and negative to negative, hook them together to 1 wire coming back in here, 1 red, 1 black. I've got 21.7 volts coming into the back of the regulator, but when I hook it up into the regulator, it drops it down to what it needs to supply the demand so my batteries don't gas. That's a good thing. In workshop number 2, we use the inverter with 1 battery. What I'm going to do now is show you how to do a battery bank, a ventilated barn with 4 batteries. Because I get in a pretty hot area, so I can get air in through this side, come out through this side, and it's real easy to maintenance it. I can put a hook up here and all that. I can spend that time. So what we've got is 4 batteries. They're all hooked positive to the right side, my right, all hooked together, and then all the negative are together. Red is a positive, the black is a negative. Now instead of just 1 battery, we have 4. This is a parallel. Positive to positive to positive begins with a P, it's a parallel. Positive hookup. Showing you how we stay at 12 volts and increase our amperage. And I'm going to show you inside what we're going to be able to run. What I want to do is I want to turn the regulator off because it's at 12.4 right now, and it takes 1/10 of a volt just to run in. So remember the little sleeper button I told you about? Well, that's this little button right here. So right now we're back up to 12.5, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around behind me here and I'm going to turn on this air conditioner. That isn't going to work until I power up. So what we're going to do is switch on the inverter, show you what's happening here. We're at 12.4, power usage meter's on right now, and until we go hot and flip this switch right here, we're not going to know what our watts are. With everything that's plugged into this surge protector, this power strip, there it is. It did drop it from 12.4 Our clock radio is on over there. I can see the light on it. I've got 4 GFI breakers on the side of it, besides these 8